Hi, my name is Moira, or Coach Mo. I work with TVA Trinity Volleyball Academy. So one thing that I like to focus on when working with between beginners and advanced players is I like to focus on the fundamentals for both players, but obviously a lot in the start for the beginnings, and then just making sure that the advanced players know to go back to their fundamentals before focusing on establishing new techniques. So one way that I like to balance discipline and encouragement during training sessions is I try to get the girls to not only encourage themselves when they make a mistake or whatnot, but I try to get the girls to encourage each other. That way when I do take on that disciplinary role, it doesn't feel like a player is being singled out or they have support from other teammates, because I'm not able to be just a friend. I have to be their coach. I like to be, kind and open with my words, and I try not to raise my voice or make it sound more stern unless I absolutely have to. But the girls are usually pretty good at recognizing between playtime and discipline on the court. One thing that I think the athletes can do at home is fundamentals and just, I guess, paying attention to the basics of what their coach or what they've noticed that they may be lacking on. So I'd look on YouTube and look at just some basic fundamental volleyball exercise and keep going back to that, because again, once you train the muscle memory of the fundamentals, it'll be a lot easier for a player to try any special techniques or specific things, and it'll help them recognize when they need to correct whatever issue that they may be dealing with in a certain subject. One thing I feel like separates good players from great players is discipline. How they discipline themselves when they're not being surrounded by parents or coaches or other players, and how they discipline themselves on the court. I think that helps a good player become a great player, because they learn more about what they need and how they can improve their game in volleyball. I went to a UGA game with my best friend in middle school, and I absolutely thought it was so cool watching those players fly in the air and just slam a ball ridiculously down. I'm a very competitive person, and I like to take on an action movie role, and I felt like volleyball was a really cool way to do that, because the way they move, they're incredible acrobats. So I joined volleyball and I got that feeling, definitely. My favorite coach growing up was Coach Kevin Condon. He coached at Jefferson High School. Honestly, it was because of the way that he consistently encouraged me. It's like he knew exactly what I was thinking in the middle of a game or in the middle of a practice, and he'd call me out on it and point out ways for me to make volleyball my own special individual thing, rather than trying to be the amazing players I was looking up to growing up. He reminded me that I can make volleyball special for just me and be the star of my own show, and I really appreciate him for that. So faith and volleyball are two core aspects to me in my life. I'm a devout Christian, so I guess I would put them together in the sense of they remind me of the character and the person that I want to be on and off the court. Volleyball requires discipline, communication, kindness, effectiveness, reactiveness. It requires all of those things, and I feel like being a faithful Christian also requires those things as well. So they challenge me and they challenge my character in a sense. I think my favorite character trait that TVA emphasizes is empathy. Empathy towards players, empathy towards different skill levels. As a competitive athlete of any type, we often focus on how much somebody is better than us or how much we want to be better than someone else. And TVA really pulls away from that point. And yes, you want to develop your skill level, but you also want to empathize and recognize where you're at personally and just play to the best that you can at that level until you graduate or succeed to the next level. And a lot of players, they kind of miss that, and it takes the fun out of volleyball for them because they're focused on that perfectionism. So having empathy towards yourself, towards your skill, and being mindful and empathetic towards other players is something that really TVA pushes a lot along with faith, and I really like that.